YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you guys with another J Talks Crypto. We're gonna talk about some crypto today, right? Isn't that what we love to talk about every day? We love to talk about crypto. As a matter of fact, you guys are gonna get my initial reactions from the market today. I have not looked at the market one time today, so you guys will get the live reaction, and I'll just kind of give you my take. Okay, interesting. Reclaiming 106 again, Bitcoin. Interesting. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna dive into it. Give you guys a little bit of extra time to pile on in here. I'm gonna share this around. Mary, what's up? What's up? I gotta share this little live stream over on Twitter to let everybody know that I'm going live. I didn't really let anybody know that I'm going live, but I wanted you guys to get one, my initial reactions to the market, and two, I just trying to go live more. So let's let these guys know over on Twitter right now, and then we'll jump into the video. Just put, hey, we are live. Join us. Cool. All right, we're going to dive on into it. Thank you guys all who decided to join us this morning. I look tired. It is 9 in the morning, man, and I went to sleep at maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. I was watching the fight last night. It was pretty whack, actually. It was not a good fight, but I was watching it. I was up late watching it, I'm not going to lie. We're going to talk about let's just talk about it all, right? We'll talk about the whole market. As you guys can see, market cap coming in at 3.3 today. Fear greed index coming in at a 55, right? Starting to tick back into the normal zone, right? We were at 105. 105.5 was the zone that we really needed to clear yesterday. And I told you guys that if we can get up to 1600 and we can get a good solid close, maybe we could see some kind of recovery. I expected to wake up this morning to a bloodbath. That's what I said in yesterday's video. I said more than likely we're going to wake up tomorrow and the price is going to be breaking down, right? But look at this. Is the price starting to recover? Bitcoin looking ever so volatile, right? Look at the past month, right? This is definitely not something that I would want to be swing trading into. This is why I always say time in the market beats timing the market. In my opinion, this just looks like an accumulation zone. It just seems like all these big money guys are just buying it up, dumping it down, buying it up, dumping it down. So I'm just kind of been treating it like that. I've been telling you guys I'm looking for the cheapest price possible on all this stuff. So that's just kind of what I'm paying attention to. But yeah, Bitcoin looks like it might be making some kind of recovery on this 1 month chart. Also, this 1 year chart too. Possible recovery. I thought we were going to be creating like a fallen wedge in this type of situation, but maybe not. Maybe we have a cup and handle forming here. We got this cup here, when we got this handle now forming here, and this could be a bullish pattern. We also have possible double bottom down here. Still haven't reversed trend, so it could really still go either way. We are still not out of the woods, right? We're still not creating a higher low. We're creating a lower high. So also have to pay attention to that. We need some solid closes. Today's close is going to be pretty key. This is going to be a very key close today, but it's looking kind of good right now. I'm not going to lie. On a Sunday, I'm surprised because usually, again, we see sell off on a Sunday. I monitor this stuff every day, making me a little concerned. Like, is this a legitimate breakout, or are we going to start seeing a sell off, right? You guys can see we're at 106 right now, pretty much. Interesting. Never a dull moment in Bitcoin. I love it. It's like, even when I don't have football, it's like Bitcoin is my football on a Sunday because you never know what's going to happen with this. So I guess we'll see. But again, Bitcoin reversing its trend. We thought it was going to break down. There still is a chance that it breaks down, but today is looking like a very key day of decision for Bitcoin. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I kind of want to see what the peanut gallery is saying over here, just because I know they love to speculate. They love to speculate. But as you guys can see, some people thinking BTC's broken out of the descending triangle and is retesting a breakout. 2 minutes ago, he just said that, and that's what we talked about in our video. I said if we can get a close above 106, the sentiment's going to change. If we get a close that drops down, also the sentiment's going to change, right? So seems like we got, look, this guy saying 4 hour chart breaking down 4 minutes ago. Interesting, which is Let's see what he's saying. 4-hour chart, he's saying he's looking bearish. Oh, he's kind of right. He's kind of right, right? On the 4-hour, it looks like we're starting to create this rising wedge, right? And we have not had a fully confirmed breakout yet. We got to continue this volume. But look at the amount of shorts and longs that are coming in. It just seems like it's starting to break down. He's right. I do think that he's right in saying that. Because look, we don't have a lot of volume coming in as far as longs. We got a rising wedge here. This price is not looking very hot, but some of these other indicators, like this 1-hour chart, showing that we might see a retest of some of these ranges that we need to break out of pretty soon, right? 30-minute chart also looking like it's starting to want to break up. We were concerned that, again, we were creating a rising wedge right here. This is a rising wedge, and it broke down. Usually a rising wedge would have more downside than this, but it didn't. It's just too manipulated, right? So we dropped down here, and then we create another rising wedge, and we break down again, but not enough, right? And then here we go again, right? Like, what the heck, Bitcoin? Just looking ever so sketchy. I mean, this thing could definitely break out, right? You can see it's breaking out of some of this resistance here, but it's coming up on some key resistance still. So can it break out, or will we see a rejection? If this thing sees a rejection, it's going to be an interesting week this week. If this thing sees a rejection, how low it will go, I don't know. In my opinion, maybe today even sets the course for the rest of June. I've been thinking that this weekend will probably set the course for the rest of June, because either we're going to have a green month this month or we're going to have a red month. But in my opinion, it needs to be decided like pretty soon, because again, Bitcoin creating a giant cup and handle on some of these more macro indicators, but some of these smaller indicators showing that a possible breakdown in the market is necessary. You guys can see we've had these breakdowns before in the market. How far down Bitcoin can go, I really don't know. We also been talking about the fear greed index too. So that's something that I've been paying attention to. There's a lot of indicators that you could use and stuff like that. These are just indicators that I use. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. They're just things that I pay attention to. And I just bring to your attention so that you can do your own research, not to tell you guys what to do with your money. But as you guys can see, every time, again, that we've went up in this green and then drop back down into the yellow, it's been, an indicator that we might see some more sell-off, another retest of this orange. And that's kind of what I've been saying. I've been saying that I think that we're going to see a retest of this orange. I don't know what that's going to mean. I think it's going to mean that we're going to see a little bit of capitulation. I think if that happens, the market cap can go drastically down, right? It can go down pretty significantly. I gave you guys a prediction of what I think that the market cap of the whole crypto space would go to if Bitcoin decided it wanted to dump. I think I said like 2.9, 2.8 or something like that. That's just a prediction though. I mean, again, this chart can totally turn around, but again, right now, this thing is still in the downtrend. It's not confirmed breakout yet. So definitely paying attention to that right there, right? This thing could still break down. Yikes. Interesting. I want to know what you guys think, though. What do you think? Are you bullish or are you bearish on Bitcoin? Because yikes, right? Let's see what the BTC dominance is looking like right now, right? We've been creating a giant wedge on this Bitcoin dominance chart. We know that in order for our altcoins to run, we need to see a drop in this Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin is just dominating the market right now. So what would happen if Bitcoin did decide it wants to drop down? Bitcoin dominance would probably actually increase, right? Because Bitcoin being the confidence over the market and the fact that the market is still going down and Bitcoin is going down, then people are going to view that as, an opportunity to get the heck out the market. At least retail is. Seems like retail is the one doing most of the selling, and smart money seems to be the one that is doing most of the accumulating, which we see a lot. And that could be a double-edged sword too, right? Smart money accumulating. Some people think, oh, I want to be investing with the smart money, but the smart money is not on your side, guys. They are not on your team. I don't know if you guys have realized that, but it's kind of PvP when it comes to this crypto stuff, especially when you're investing against hedge funds and big businesses. I don't know if you guys remember the whole Wall Street's bets thing where they were shorting the market constantly, and so people were longing stuff like GameStop and stuff like that. But it is going to be a battle between retail and these big institutions and these hedge funds and these guys. So just because they're accumulating don't mean they're not accumulating to dump on your behind. It could mean that too, or it could mean that they're accumulating because they want to, get even more wealthy. So also just something that you have to keep in mind, that just because again you got people like presidents and uh, big institutions and hedge funds and all this stuff talking about how bullish cryptocurrency is, you always have to again use your own indicators, do your own research, and determine whether it's an opportunity to be accumulating or whether it's an opportunity to not be accumulating, right? Ultimately, it's up to you what you're going to do with your money. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of food for thought here. We're going to go over and talk about some Toshi because check it out. By the way, I live in LA, dude, and it is crazy out here right now. It is totally crazy. So maybe we'll go get some footage of what's going on outside. I don't know. It's pretty crazy though. I don't want to get maced or like a bear maced or something like that because I'm not gonna be happy if that happens. But as you guys can see, Toshi Coin has just been pretty much holding for the past couple days, sitting at 214 million. Not much price action, right? Past 24 hours, only down 1%. Past 6 hours, up 1.3. Look, wants to move if Bitcoin wants to move, right? Which is solid. That's definitely something that I'm paying attention to and want to see in a coin, right? I always tell you guys that I pay attention to volume on these Bitcoin dips. So I am looking for where the money's going. I'm paying attention um, to key level distance. You guys can see on the 4 hour, right? Toshi Coin, right? Because the 4 hour is what I'm concerned about. Because homie pulled up the 4 hour, he brought it up, and I think he's a little bit right about Bitcoin on the 4. So I'm paying attention also to Toshi on the 4 just to see how it's going to react if the market does decide that it doesn't want to have a confirmed breakout. But look at Bitcoin right now, even at the time of the video, it's trying it. Bitcoin is trying to Bitcoin happen, or is it going to see a rejection? We might even see something happen this morning. Sometimes we see a lot of price action happen in the morning on the weekends, but usually, again, it's usually a sell off on the weekend, especially in the mornings. Like this is very manipulated. It's a very dirty, nasty trick, guys. But we know that these guys do dirty, nasty things. So again, it's not a surprise to me. Also, want to just point out what I've been pointing out on the channel, but the fact that we had a double top over here and this was marked the end of our cycle. A lot of retail speculating that maybe this is a double top here. I don't personally think so. It could be, but I don't personally think so because again, we haven't had a complete blow off top yet. It just seems like we're still floating in the trend. So not too concerned about the price of Bitcoin, but again, the 4 hour is a little bit concerning to me, creating that rising wedge. And then if we do decide that we want to break down off of that, this could be kind of nasty, right? Actually, I want to pull up these Keltner channels just to kind of see where we're trending right now. Interesting. So we need to start seeing some kind of a break soon. We don't want to see a rising wedge, right? We already seen a rising wedge here. This was a rising wedge right here. It broke down and look, we trended sideways. Told you guys that sideways price action is indicator that of a lack of demand. You could see every time we rejected off of the second Keltner channel, it was 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times, you're out, right? Drops down. We float into this oversold zone here, and then we see a price pump back up. It was a nasty pump. I was saying I don't feel good about this type of recovery. This is not what a healthy recovery necessarily looks like. It just looks like a lot of price manipulation. As a matter of fact, all of this looks like price manipulation, in my opinion. It looks like these guys are just trying to liquidate people left and right, in my opinion, personally. Bitcoin is still in the mode of it needs to make a decision. It could still go up or down. And so a lot of people just betting that today is the day that Bitcoin drops or today is the day that Bitcoin sends. And these people have been wrong for pretty much the whole month, right? Nobody really knows what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Still hanging in limbo right now. Some people, again, thinking that the market needs to see a massive correction. If we look at our weekly chart right here, you could see that this thing probably possibly does need to see correction, right? You can see every time it has these big parabolic runs, this could be a possible rejection of this top zone here. That's something I'm paying attention to. I'm also paying attention to if Bitcoin decides it wants to shoot up again and create those McDonald's right? That McDonald's M. We need to see a Bitcoin confirmed to breakout, and I just don't see that right now. I'm just seeing a lot of speculation. I'm seeing a lot of fear in the market, and so I just feel like we got to be paying attention to that. But look at Toshi Coin also on the 4 hour, right? Similar type of thing. We're starting to see some rejection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly 9 times. I mean, Toshi's just really sitting in this range. And honestly, when the coin touches it 9 times and it doesn't break down, that might actually be a decent indicator that maybe there could possibly be some demand there. You know, maybe this thing could have a breakout. You guys could see on some of these smaller micro indicators, you're starting to see the price start to break out. So again, maybe, just maybe, if Bitcoin decides to Bitcoin, that we could possibly see Toshi Coin start to see recovery. You guys can see in the past 6 hours now up 3%. So kind of crazy. As soon as we started the video, we started seeing some price action. Somebody just said, I hope I just got some more Toshi. That's what's up, man. I think that the market is going to overall be volatile. We do know that volatility happens in the weekend, but also at the same time, I mean, you know, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Look at this guy just dropped 16 grand into this thing. I wonder if this guy's in the live stream right now. I don't know, but you guys can see somebody just put like 16K into Toshi, and we do know that this guy is. I mean, he's not even a whale, but this is a pretty decent sized buy order. We're still seeing some decent sized buy orders coming in. Of course, we are seeing some sells, but we're seeing some decent sized orders, 500 and up, coming in too. So, and again, this guy just dropping in close to $17,000 right here. He bullish, but are you bullish? That's what I want to know. Do you guys think that Toshi Coin is going to see a breakout soon? Can we go on to pump? That's what I want to know. I do think that Toshi Coin sees some good price action today. It's making me feel good about um, this coin, but still at the same time, Bitcoin being in a downtrend, we just got to be a little bit careful of that. Because again, anything can happen in this market on the drop of a dime. Bitcoin can decide it wants to capitulate. And what I would be paying attention to right now, as a matter of fact, is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin looking like it wants to see a retest very soon on this 1 hour chart as well. What we don't want to do here is reject off of this top Keltner channel again. That wouldn't be good, right? You guys could see every time we rejected off of this top Keltner channel, we dropped down a little bit. But if we keep dropping down a little bit like this, we're going to start going like this. And once that starts happening, then we're going to start seeing the market possibly see a breakdown, right? We've seen a couple times too where we rejected off of this top Keltner channel and it's ended up ending in sell action, right? Same thing, a lot of rejecting here. We got to start breaking out and seeing some good positive volume. And the volume is just lacking right now, probably because it's Sunday and the market just generally doesn't move a whole ton on the Sunday. Our market likes to move with the stock market. The stock market's closed right now. I always say that our market makes the biggest moves on Thursdays and Fridays. We see a lot of fake outs happen on Mondays. So again, I don't know what this is going to mean come Monday. If we, either way, I mean, I really don't know what's going to happen on Monday based off of this, because again, it's not very normal that we see this type of price action on a Sunday. Now, if Bitcoin decides it wants to reject off of this, then I would expect for this week to be kind of rough, to be honest with you. I would expect that there would be a lot of sell action going into this week, because Bitcoin will again be back into the downtrend that it's trying to reverse out of, and that's going to take a lot of the confidence out of the market. What little confidence that we brought into the market in the past couple of days. You got to remember too, just a couple of days ago, fear greed index coming in at a 43, and now the fear greed index coming back at a 55. We do not want to head back into this green too soon, in my opinion. I just feel like I want a longer cycle. I want a little more time to accumulate things. And every time that we get into this extreme greed state, people love it. It's so euphoric. Everybody's hugging it out and it's amazing and all that stuff. But I tell you guys, when they're greedy, I'm fearful. And when they're fearful, I'm greedy, right? So I've always kind of sound like the opposite of everybody else sometimes. And people don't like that, because especially when we're sitting in the high greed and I'm telling people like, hey, we might see a correction happen soon. They don't like that, because they're like, oh, the price is going up. Why would you ever say that? Because price can go up for everybody. And when we're in this extreme greed state, we a lot of the time we'll see a sell-off, right? I only look at indicators to just see what has happened in the past and to make a prediction of what can happen in the future. It's just patterns, guys. There's no other way of looking at this. So again, I'm just paying attention to, again, what has happened when we've been in similar positions to right here. You could see it was right here, it was right here, it was right here. It seems like the market was taking a turn, right? That we've still not reversed trend. And I'm not a big fan of betting against trends. It's just not something that I like to do because I always am of the mindset that the trend is your friend. That's something that I learned in, getting started in trading and stuff like that. And it's just worked out for me, but it doesn't always work, right? There are always indicators anything could happen. Somebody said, not only has Bitcoin held above 100K, but we also bounced off 2 million market cap support. Bullish vibes are still in the market. I agree with this sentiment too. There's still bullish vibes that are in the market. The fact that we have not yet broken down to 100K can be bullish, right? At the same time, rising wedge forming right here. Somebody says holding key support 6 hours ago, holding key support after peak near 111. Bitcoin has pulled back slightly. Now trading around 105, right? We've been talking about the 105. Really, it's 105.5 that level of support is now. Hopefully, we can use as support. But saying hugging its 9-day, the RSI sits about 52, signaling neutral momentum. Again, that sideways price action, that lack of volume, neutral momentum, right? Short-term pressure remains, but volume spikes suggest newer interest at lower levels. So he's saying that likely going to drop down. Eyes on 104K zone, break below that could shift sentiment. Like I said, if we break down too much, you're going to see a shift in the sentiment. Yeah, exactly what I said. Otherwise, consolidation continues. I don't think that we consolidate here. I just don't think that that is likely what's going to happen. Just because, again, we have a rising wedge here. There's too many things, right, that are pointing the other direction. And this is what I pay attention to when I take a trade. This is what I feel like a lot of these guys pay attention to. And honestly, I would not be surprised if a lot of shorts start rolling in pretty soon if these guys are going to start shorting this market, because look at this, right? We're in a downtrend, right? We have a rising wedge, two down things, right? The only thing that really we have going for this, I don't even know if we could count this as a positive, is like what pattern would this even be that we could be like, okay, this is a good thing that this is happening right now? Like maybe we have some kind of double bottom action happening. Not really. Not really. Like maybe we got a wedge forming on the 1 month, right? Maybe we created some kind of wedge, but I think that this breaks down. I just think that this breaks down. I don't think that this turns up in this type of situation. But again, how much can